was watching you going in there. I'm like, why are you giving that bum life? That Scoop guy, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah. Of course, man, that guy, man. That guy's stupid, man. He's always talking shit on my page. So I found out some I got a good scoop today that the fight got made. So I was I just put it out there. I wanted TV knew it, and I checked his page. All he was talking about was his pressure on Floyd because he's scared and all this shit. I'm like, this guy has no fucking idea.
No, he don't. He's bringing up some old shit.
The fight is made. It's gonna get announced next week. So, it's fucking unbelievable. And you know what's funny is Pacquiao signed it today. Floyd had his deal on the table already. Floyd is giving you the deal, and that's it. And finally, Pacquiao signed it today.
No, and the thing is that we knew, everybody who know the fight's made. We just sitting back waiting for it all to come out.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody kind of knew it was going to get made at this point, but you know, it actually officially got made today. Like Pacquiao finally signed his end of the contract. You know, because it ain't up to Floyd, bro. Floyd gives you the terms, you sign them or don't sign them. You know what I mean? That's how the fight gets made. That the A side gives the terms. You know?
Yeah.
So,
and that's why I don't understand these people acting as if like it's a negotiation, but whoever's the A side, they dictate the terms. Why is that such a bad thing? I'm like, it happens in every sport that I know of.
Yeah, and it happens every week in boxing. I mean, the A side dictates the terms. I mean, that's just the way it's always been, you know. So having said that, you know, finally, Pacquiao signed the contract today. It's from what I was told, and you know, they're starting to plan the press tour and all that stuff. And I think they'll when I was told, they'll officially make an announcement sometime towards the middle or end of next week, you know, so
yeah.
we'll see.
That's why I told people, I told them that a month ago. On my video, I told them a month ago, I said, look, it's going to get made before the Super Bowl. They're going to, Super Bowl weekend, they're going to be using that for marketing. Al Heyman's already bought spots for the Super Bowl to advertise.
Point. Yeah, that's a good point too, kid.
So, I already told them, like, whenever it's a mega fight this big, they're going to use the Super Bowl platform to promote.
100%, you're right.
Yeah, so and plus if you look at the tickets now for like plane flights, everything is shot up.
Is the Super Bowl on CBS?
I don't know if it's on CBS. I gotta find out.
CBS is definitely that's a great point. The Showtime's going to get the fight because Floyd's contract is the one and is the be all end all of the negotiation. So Floyd's contract was Showtime, so Showtime's going to get the fight from what I'm hearing. So that means CBS owning Showtime. If the Super Bowl on CBS, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if they would already start with commercials during the Super Bowl for the fight. You know? I mean, it only makes sense.
So, do they know if you gonna call it then, since it's gonna be on Showtime?
I mean, if Showtime owns the rights to the fight because of Floyd's contract with Showtime, then yeah, I mean, I assume I'm working the fight. I think I'll probably have some more details this weekend when I go to Vegas to show my bosses at the Sterling Wilder fight. You know? Yeah. I'll leave Thursday for Vegas, so once I see my bosses in the production meetings and shit, you know, I'll probably find out a little bit more. A couple more scoops, but you know, I think as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'm here Showtime will get the fight, so Showtime gets the fight. I can't see me not working it, so we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. Then what about you and Kell Brook, man? I mean, I'm seeing the fans bring that fight up. I'm like, Kell needs somebody now because I don't think Marquez is gonna make it.
Yeah, you know, I'm just letting them talk, and you know, any press is good press. I'm not gonna go fight the Brook fight. You know, if I have my way, I'll fight for the European title on the Brook defense on the card. Yeah. That way they can kind of showcase me on in England on his card, and then maybe for later in the year fight Brook. If I have my way, that's how it would play out. You know. Right. I think Brook fight Jojo Dan because if Brook doesn't fight Jojo Dan, he gets straight to the IBS title. You know, Jojo Dan is mandatory, and he has to make that fight. I think the opponent for Brook is going to be Jojo Dan, but I'm just letting everybody know because a lot of people think the announcement for Brook's opponent is going to be me. I know it's not me, but you know, I'm not going to say anything because you know. Right. I mean,
They pushing your name around, right? Hey, push my name around.
Yeah.
I'll be go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So keep my name in those headlines. But I do believe it's probably going to be Giorgio Dan. So if I can, I would like to fight for the European title, kind of like a little tune-up fight, maybe on the card, and they kind of would showcase us both on the same show, on the same card, in front of those fans over there. And I think that will kind of be a good lead-in or a build-up to a head-to-head matchup. Hopefully, you know how this business works and shit. So
yeah.
Let's see how it works out. But if I had my way, that's how it would work out. But you never know. You never know how it plays out.
Oh yeah, then Sean Simpson, I think he just signed his contract today with Rock Nation, the young fighter, the Olympic fighter. So
who signed with him?
Sean Simpson. Yeah, he was the what did he fought at? What weight? 118 in the amateurs. Okay. He was the runner-up to Rashi Warren. So he was the alternate in the Olympic team.
All right, well, I like his issue of a new power player in boxing, man, because competition only helps fighters. You know, it helps. It gives fighters a chance to make more money. It forces other promoters and managers to up the ante and pay more money and give better guarantees to the fighters. So I think more competition is good for the fighters because they're going to get treated better in the process. You know, so I like it. I like what I'm seeing. You know.
Oh yeah. So it's going down, man. I mean, it's a lot of good things. It's going to force a lot of people to step up. I think 50 jumped in at a little too, like, he just did too much too soon. I think he was, he should have been a little bit more patient, studied the game a little bit before he jumped out there. And I think
that was the problem with 50. You know, it is with 50. Everything he was doing was like the minded touch. He was touching with everything was turning to gold. You know. He got involved with vitamin water, and they sold it for hundreds of millions of dollars, and his albums were pumping and everything. I mean, he just saw he couldn't go wrong, and I think he overestimated his ability once he entered the boxing frame. But I think, for the same token, I think Jay-Z took that as a learning experience, what 50 mistakes were, and probably won't want to make the same mistakes. Probably take those and understand them, and make sure
he had a smarter team. He had a smarter plan. That deal was like a year in the making. He was poundering coming into boxing for over a year. He was just studying it.
He got boxing people in that company too. It's not just his own people. He mixed in his own people with actual boxing people in there.
Oh yeah, and then they negotiated the deal with Shaw to have Shaw manage the fighters, and they kind of like dissolved small.
David Skowitz, he was at the Bella, he was at Golden Boy before, so he's at Rock Nation now too. So they got some boxing people along with the old school Rock Nation people in there. So I think it took a look. I'm a funny company that does big things in boxing because it just puts the name of the sport out there and it allows fighters to get opportunities. So it's good. It's good. I like it.
All right, well, man, you got to keep us up on who the fighters to look out for, man. Because you always seem to find them and be like, man, pay attention to this guy. I'll be like, all right.
It's funny. Speaking of which, I like this kid Imam. I want to see how he does on Saturday.
Okay.
I'm here Imam. He's on the wild card. He's with Don King, so he's not getting a lot of exposure. But he's the TV opener on Saturday. I'm here Imam, and he's fighting for Del Maldonado. So I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see him because I see him once or twice, and he looks pretty good. So I want to see this fight. I see Maldonado. I worked this fight on Fox, and he's not a bad. He's a good, crafty young fighter too. So I like that fight. I like that fight a lot. It's the opener on the wild card. I'll see.
Yeah, see, I like fighters that's like it's a couple of young fighters I've seen that they're really good, but I want to see how they can control the ring when they don't have it like their advantages. I want to see how they can gauge distance and try to control the ring and try to move around when the things are not on their, it's an even kill fight. And I saw that in the Day fight. Yeah, with Patrick Day. I saw that, and I saw him in the ring. I said, oh, yeah, this is a bad matchup for Patrick Day.
What's funny? I said it from the first round. Alante Fox, he's front foot heavy. Yep. He leans in when he jabs. He's so tall, he actually leans in when he jabs. He doesn't want to stay on his back foot. So you can actually time his jab, hit him with a counter right hand every time.
Yep.
And once you doing that a few times, you can make him doubt his own jab, and that's how you got to fight that guy. Alante Fox is front foot heavy every time. But you start time, you got to come over the top with a straight right hand, over the top of the jab. You got to time it. You know what I mean? You got to count. It's a counter right hand. It's not a lead right hand.
Yep.
So that's cool. Yeah, and I was saying, Patrick wasn't doing it enough, you know? And when he was throwing right hand, he was trying to loop it instead of just throwing straight. Just whip him, and you need all the reach you can get on it. And, you know, just whip it over the top of his jab, man.
Yeah, he did it in one round. He did it in, I think, the third round, and after that, he didn't do it anymore.
A couple of times during the fight, actually. He did it up maybe 2, 3, 4, maybe even 4 times over the course of the whole fight, but it just wasn't consistent enough. You land the counter right hand over the top of the jab consistently, and what you're going to have is a guy who might stop jabbing. You may get the guy to doubt his own jab, you know, and you know, that you get that's what you kind of want if you're fighting a guy that tall, you know. But hey, man, hopefully it's a learning experience, man. I like Patrick. He's a good kid. Yeah.
And that's why I said, oh, man, I didn't see him get out of it. And in the last round, he basically, it looked like he fatigued a little bit. And I said, oh, man.
Yeah, he was in that kind of, that mental fatigue, we'll call it physical fatigue, you know?
Yeah, when you get frustrated, get lured to sleep. I was like, my goodness. They don't believe it's real. I was like, I've seen it happen. Someone just got lured right to sleep. And next thing you know, you're 3 rounds down, 4 rounds down.
Yep, and it just adds up, man. You fall into that wall. Anyway.
Yep.
We'll get your next play out here, man. Have a long day tomorrow. We all good hearing from you, homie.
All right, great hearing from you, brother. You have a good night.